Hello, my dear Sagittarius. I hope you're all doing well. Welcome to your March 2022 reading. I think after I'm done with this batch, I'm actually going to turn towards making this the sort of readings that are timeless. So when you find them, you're actually going to find find them and just be able to look at them at any time you do find them. So, okay. As always, I'm gonna stop talking until, not stop talking, but not talk about the cards that I've pulled out until I'm actually done with the reading. So, done with pulling out the cards. I feel like February has just sort of been this weird month for Sagittarians to question their past and question what has been going on with them. And you can tell that the lighting situation is really different for, oh, there you go, your card came out. The lighting situation for this video is really different compared to all my other ones. I don't know if you can actually tell, but right. So we have the Knight of Wands, and then the last card I just need to pull out. Okay, so let me move these around a little bit. Because I am very picky about where my cards are placed. But yeah, like I said, the lighting situation is a little bit different for Sagittarians right now as opposed to all my other readings, and I feel like that coincides. My voice is really different too, which I think is interesting. Okay, let's see. Right, welcome to reading, Sagittarius. So, for your March, let's look at your first week of March. You have the Page of Swords and then Knight of Swords. I feel like the first week of March is really going to be an interesting, not revolution, but evolution for you, where you're going to be transforming from the page to a knight. It's going to be really interesting because, you know, this is the same person, and yet a week is you might think it's not enough time to go through this transformation, but that's not what the universe and the cards are saying. Actually, the 1 week for Sagittarius is plenty of time to actually go through that process and figure out a lot more. What I find interesting about these cards is that you can tell that the clouds, for example, are just very, you know, bubbly and just round, whereas even in this situation, everything is so angular, everything is moving around so fast. But you're looking towards the past, you're not looking at the future. In this situation, half of your body is actually, sorry, my dog is being really loud. In this situation, you're looking towards the past, but half of your body is steering towards the future. And then I think in the first week, you put on armor and you start looking towards your past for real this time, and you start thinking about okay, what was it that I did wrong maybe in this situation? What was it that I could have done better? What was it that really pained me and the other people that I was dealing with that was kind of from my own perspective? It's going to be a really interesting time for you to figure that out, because in reality, I think we as people, a lot of us do not have that ability to look back and try to be very realistic about what we could have done better, and instead we tend to blame things on others and try to come up with little excuses of why this or why that, and it wasn't really all my fault, was it? But you put your armor on and you really start thinking about what was it that I might not have done right in my past, whether it had something to do with your career choices or relationships or anything like that. The second week doesn't really look any easier, in the sense of you are still thinking back about all those times you might have, crossed the line with your words, and maybe perhaps you were even thinking about like relationships that got ruined because of you failing to pick the right words, or not necessarily being able to balance yourself when it came to really important conversations, when it came to like playing that balancing act when it came to dealing with the people that you loved at the time and even maybe love now. So that's a really interesting energy, because I feel that you will come out of it stronger, but you're also kind of surprised because you're just like, where did this come from? Like, where did like this has happened so long ago? I thought I was over this. Why is it back in my life? Why are thoughts of this back in my life? And I can't even seem to stop it. Trust when I say like the universe always has plans for like how those things are gonna go down. In the end, it's only gonna make you stronger. And if these things are coming back in your subconscious or conscious, then that means that you might not be as over it as you initially thought. So don't look at it as a bad thing. Look at it as a chance for you to truly mature and learn from the situation, because maybe there are some things where you did not learn the full lesson when it came to that certain thing. The third week is really interesting, because once you start letting go of the old energy that came to you, you might end up meeting someone that aligns with the current you, that has analyzed everything that has happened. This maturity is not going to happen that quickly. I'm not saying that you're immediately going to meet someone and they're just going to be that perfect person, and you're going to be that perfect person who has learned and grown from your past experiences. However, it does seem to be like somebody really important is going to come to your life in the third week of March. And I think that with your card being here, like what's really important is that you practice patience, both when it comes to like getting to know this person, because you might have a tendency to jump into a relationship or just like getting to know someone really quick. But here, patience will truly pay off, because if you have learned anything from these past experiences, it's that it's worth being patient for the good stuff to come. So the third week is gonna be like a really nice change from everything else that you have experienced in the first 2 weeks of March, because you're finally gonna come out of that introspective phase. And I find that really interesting that you kind of have the same looking angel in both of these situations, and their arms are raised in both of these situations, and the composition is sort of very similar. So instead of focusing on the past as you did in the first week, for example, and even the second week, you are looking towards the present. And that is really important when it comes to truly gauging what is going on. Is this person truly someone who can stick around in your life for a very long time? Is it worth getting to know them like that? Everything will come with you practicing patience. So that's really interesting energy. For the fourth week of March, we have the Knight of Wands in reverse, and then we have the Five of Pentacles. And you might realize that this process is not over. And it's gonna be a very, not a good realization, because, as a person, and especially as a Sagittarius, you like to analyze things and you like to let it go. And when you notice that something that you have actually spent a lot of time and a lot of energy and, whatever thinking about has not gone away, it's just this really painful experience, because you're like, man, like I just want to be in a very good place right now. Like every time I think I'm getting out of here, it turns out that I'm not. So all I can really say here is that, like, again, practice patience, practice patience. Give yourself that time to really figure out what's going on. Because if you don't, everything that you actually like putting your energy into, like your work, your ideas, your craft, your passions, is gonna wilt away because you are going to be too stuck on thinking, what did I do wrong back then? What was you know, why did I end up doing that? Why did I end up saying that? Like, why did they leave me? Why did I stay? Why did I, whatever. So, I think the biggest realization is the 4th week, even if this person is still around, which I think they're going to be, is just you realizing, okay, if I actually do have this brand new person that I really care about in my life, how do I not repeat the same mistakes? Because back then, here, you did not have that person to care about, but now that you do, your mind is thinking entirely different thoughts, and you're like, damn, so I guess I'm not even over this entire thing. Like, you're telling me I have to go through cycles and cycles of figuring this out, and yes, unfortunately, that is how life is, and that's what the universe wants you to do. But I am here to tell you that you will come out even stronger on the other side. Just be very patient with yourself. Exercise that Temperance card energy. And I think that, like, once you do kind of, you know, slowly make your way out of this cycle, everything is just going to be all rosy and beautiful for you. So thank you so much for watching, Sagittarius, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment if it resonated, and I'll see you soon. Hello Capricorn, I hope you're doing well. Welcome to your March 2022 reading. Actually, I haven't gotten much of a vibe of how Capricorns are. Actually, no, wait, I have. That's wrong. Capricorns are feeling pretty good right now, so that's a good thing, I guess. Hold on.